Hey everyone, I hope you are able to hear you guys. So I have opened up Unity 6 and we're just making this game. It's a simple 2D platformer game. Let's make the game. I have player 2 and the a tutorial will be out by tomorrow which is gonna be on parallax effect. I already have made the tutorial, so let's I'm gonna open up the script. We open up the Visual Studio. This is Unity 6 I'm using. We just click on this play button to play our game. We can play our game. This is the latest version of Unity. I will just mess around with the game engine and then later on I will think about to make a full tutorial on this. We can play our game. It's lagging. Really sorry, but I have a slow system, so that's the reason. So let's make this. Let's try to mess around with the engine. So we can click on Studio and we have the parallax effect. We can see I'm using Unit Cinemachine Virtual Camera. You can find that top left in the window, then Package Manager, and you can find it over here in Unity Registry. First of all, you need to install that. This is the latest version we're doing in it. It's gonna take a moment. We can scroll down and then we can find over here. You can just type right over here. If you're not getting the Sun machine, you can just type it Sun machine and you're gonna get that. Over here we have, so we can just click on it and then click on this install button to install. And many people trigger that problem. They not getting the follow slot. Basically, you need to select the Cinemachine virtual camera uh, in the hierarchy, then go over to inspector, then machine camera, and over there you can see tracking target. So you need to drag the game object, which game object you really want to target. In our case, the player, so that's why we need to select our player in the hierarchy, and then we have to drag it in that slot. So we can just click on this 2D in this in view to get back in play mode, sorry, plane mode, and we can just and what we want to do now, we I just want to mess around with the engine. And if you anyone have question, you can let me know in the live chat. This is my first time I'm doing the live streaming on YouTube, and we have a pretty much easy tool. So in older version, what we have to do, if we go to script, we basically have to remove this mono behavior and this column to get a custom script. But in new Unity, or you can simply say in Unity 6, we can just go to project tab, then scripts, and we can just right click on it, create, and we can go to scripting, and we can see that we can create an empty C sharp script right away. So we can just click, and also we have a scriptable object script. We can just go ahead and create that. So in older version, we just have to work from scratch. I just want to know if on, yes, hi, yes, hi. If you have any question, you can let me know in the live chat. I am, I can see the chat right now. Or Nick, hi, hi. This is my first time I'm doing live streaming. I never been done live streaming in my life. This is my first time. I'm just trying to do it. So you can let me know if you have any question. I can see the chat right now. So we can create empty script as well. So what we're gonna do? Let's import some. You can say some assets to over in this project. So let's import that. So we will go to downloads. I already have it. So I'm gonna drag it here. I'm making a function. I don't really able to find this thing, and I have some 2D assets already installed in my system. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna just import them. I have unlimited chest. So let's try to drag this one. So let's create a folder. Let's go to project tab. Let's move over to assets. Your sound is low. Yes, it's kind of low because I don't have any microphone at this moment right now. Or I just set, I guess, stereo instead. I need to set in mono. And because this is my first time, I don't know really. So, so you have to bear with me. This is my first time I'm doing my live. Okay. If you have any question, you can let me know in the live chat. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna import those assets I have. I have some. Let's create a folder and let's call this something like chest folder. We have the chest now. Let's select that. So a lot of things has changed in Unity 6. If we select the chest and then go over to inspector, we can see uh, open sprite editor. So the button was over here somewhere in 2022.3.9 F1 version of Unity. But in new Unity, we can see a lot of things changed by now. We can just click on this open sprite editor to get the sprite editor tab right away, and we can see over here. So we can just slice individually. Yes, I. This is my first time doing live streaming. I'm really sorry if something is missing. Huh? Daniel, I will. So what we will do, we will gonna slice. So let's select multiple. So if you are, let's suppose you have many sprites. Basically, you have the sprite sheet. Then you need to slice individually. So you can just go up to sprite editor. Then top left in sprite editor, you can see slice. So just click there and select automatic to read by cell count, and you can count how many columns and rows it has. So we can count three, five columns, and we have many rows. 3, 6, 7, 8. So we're gonna put eight, I guess five columns and eight rows. And if we just click on slice, then click on apply, and it's cut. And to get rid of blurring, we need to select filter mode to point no filter. So make sure you just go to inspector, then filter mode to point no filter, and after doing that click on slice, and that's it. And we're gonna select the game view over here one more time, and let's drag the first text right over here. So we can just click on this sprite sheet to get individual sprite. So let's suppose I'm going to select the golden one. So let's select the first sprite and drag it over to the scene view or into the hierarchy. And it's kind of seems pretty much small. So what we can do, we can make the pixel per unit a less number. So we can just select the sprite sheet, and then go over to inspector. Then we can make this pixel per unit a less number. Less pixel size basically means the this sprite just gonna be is large in size, you can say. So we're gonna make it somewhere around 16, and then we can just click on this apply button in the bottom. So as soon as we clicked on apply, we can see the gist, and we can rename this as well. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna move it a little bit up, somewhere around here, like that. If you have any question, you can let me know in the comment section. I can see the chat. I think the screen doesn't seem quite good. So let's add some components to this test. So firstly, we're gonna name this to test. Let's add a rigid body 2D for gravity. So let's click on add component, and we can find by typing rigid body 2D. This screen, I guess. Let's add one more component. We're gonna add a box collider 2D. Let's attach that. Let's click on edit collider. So we get a component right over here to edit collider, and Unity 6. So we can just move it inside, and let's move this one up. So we can just play. Let's click this play. Hi, hello everyone. Please let me know if you have any question in the live chat. I hope you are enjoying the live stream. This is my first time, so I don't really know that how to do a live stream. So we can just move this one, and it's I can see three people joining the stream. Thank you so much for everyone joining the live streaming. And let's make the animation of this gist. To make the animation, what we can do, we can pull up the animation tab. So in the Unity 6, we have the same option. Basically, we need to go to window in the top, then we can scroll down this animation, and just wait. Let's animation you can see, or you can just press down Control 6. It's gonna pop up. It's gonna bring up the animation tab right away. So we have the animation tab. And if we just click on that, we have. So let's. I'm gonna pull this animation tab somewhere around here, and let's make the animation. So we have to just let's click on create. Answer Nasser, hi. So we will go to assets, animation. Let's create a animation folder. Let's right click, new, folder, and we can call that folder to animation. Let's open that up. Let's create a also subfolder. Let's right click on it, new folder, and we can call that just animation. Just animation. Let's open up that subfolder as well. Now we have to name the animation what we really want to name it. So this one just gonna be the gist one, so we can gonna call it gist. uh, let's call gist underscore idle, or just normally. Let's click on create, and we need to drag all of the sprites right over here in animation tab. But before you do, make sure you just click on this red button to record your animation. Then you have to select all of the animation of this idle. So we have 5 1, so let's select that and drag it over to this animation tab, and we can click on this play button to see the animation. It seems quite fast, so we can drag all of the sprites a little bit farther away between them. So we're gonna move it somewhere around 20, and this seems quite good. So let's, so once we done, as you can see, we can select the chest. Let's drag it. Let's create other animation, which gonna be the pen one. So let's click right over here and click on create new clip, and we're gonna name this one to just underscore open, and let's click on save, and we have to drag, or we need to pull up all of the open sprites in animation tab. So let's click on this red button to record our animation. Let's select all of the open chest and a sprite sheet, sorry, individual sprites, and we need to drag it in animation tab. Let's move it over to 20 frames. Let's click on this play button, and it's kind of seems pretty much good. So we can just click on this, and we have to run animation. So I'm gonna bring it in the bottom of the animation tab. Let me know if you have any question. So what we can do, we can go to animator tab and then select this gist. uh, or we need rigid body for the gist. Yes, you can add up rigid body for the gravity, or you can just simply leave that like it. And but you make sure you add a collider to the game component to the gist, so you can just detect any collision that gonna happen with the chest. So make sure you just do it. It's not necessary to add up a rigid body, but it's pretty much important to add up a collider to it, so any collision that the chess can detect, if the player game object collide with the chess, so that detection just gonna happen right away. Then you can do anything you want right there. So we can just pull this up. So we're gonna add one more component, basically one more collider. So somewhere a circle collider was the player game object collide with that. We want to open this up, but we need to make transition between those animation clip, which is the open and the close one. And we need to move over to animator tab for that. But I can see my screen is half, and you guys not able to see the animator tab, to be honest. So I'm gonna pull this up somewhere around here, and we're gonna do that thing. So let's make transition. So we have the open, so let's make right click on idle, make transition to open, and we have to, need to choose a condition in which condition we just want to play. So we need to set a condition. So let's select this transition, go over to inspector, and we're gonna untick this as a quick time, and then we also gonna untick this, and we will set transition duration to 0, and we need to choose Karenachi, Karenachi, Karenachi. So we need to choose a condition. If you have another question, you can let me know in the comment section. let's hit this plus icon right over here. Let's choose a trigger. We're gonna call this one open. Let's choose that. So let's select this transition, go over to inspector, scroll down, and then hit this plus icon for open. So we need to trigger, and we will drag this one. So let's put this up over here, and if we just hit this play button in the top to play the game. Yes, I wait, please. We can trigger this manually, this open parameter, to open that up. So as you can see, but the animation is looping over again and again. I'm a Unity 2D game developer, so I work on many projects, thoughts I would like to experience. You have to make the game to experience. Basically, you have to mess around with the engine, and you need to make a lot of 2D games. Uh, and those things you need to do that. We don't see inspector. Actually, I actually don't know. This is my first time doing live streaming, so I have to understand that how I can show my whole screen. Sorry, I'm very sorry for that. So you need to make a lot of 2D games. Just start with simple 2D games to make. Then you can just move on to larger project. And we just want to stop looping this animation clip. In order to do, let's get out of play mode. Let's go to project tab, assets, where basically we just created the animation. So we're gonna go over to animation folder, just animation, and let's select the open one. Select that, go over to inspector, and we're gonna uncheck. So the animation just not gonna be loop, which is the open one. So we can just click on this play button and try to trigger this open parameter manually. That animation will not be looped by now. And if we just trigger this one, as you can see, it's not looping at all. So that is the case, and this seems pretty fine. So let's add up a glider tool somewhere like this. So let's select the chest game object one more time in the hierarchy. Let's go to inspector, click on add component. We're gonna add a circle collider tool, and we have to adjust the collider. So let's make the radius somewhere around 5, and we can scroll our mouse to zoom in and out. And make sure you just go to this trigger and check. I guess you are not able to see the inspector because I just have done a mistake, I guess. I'm just doing the live streaming with OBS software. If you have any further question, you can let me know in the live chat. So what we can do, let's let's assign this chest as a chest tag to do so. Let's go to inspector, tag uncheck. Let's click on add tag. Chest and then chest, and that's it. Let's do the programming part. So on trigger enter we're gonna use on trigger on trigger we're gonna check if position dot image game object dot tag and we're gonna check for chest chest and we'll check debug dot log, debug dot log, collision dot game object dot sorry. We can check for instant compare tag instead of using this tag. It's need to check every time, so we're gonna use compare tag instead, and we're gonna put in this bracket the chest tag. So we're gonna put chest tag into game object. Let's open that answer now. So we're gonna go to collision dot game object dot get component. The component we're looking for is animator. So we're gonna type animator. Hello, how many years? It's been 4 years. In just, I guess, 4 years I have been doing. I also did freelancing in that. I was level 1 seller in Fiverr. So when I use this animator dot set trigger, and trigger we want is chest. So we're gonna put chest, and let's close that up with some colon controllers to save our code, and let's go to Unity. Volume is kinda low, but adjust because this is my first time. So that's yes, I'm focusing only 2D game development. Uh, Once I have the fast system, I'm gonna move into 3D as well. But for now, I'm just doing 2D game development, and it's pretty much fun to me. Yes, it would be fine if you add a code to the uh, chess game object instead of the player game object. It's gonna be fine. But I'm just doing the live streaming, so that's why you can just create a separate script as well, a empty script like that. You can ask me any question you have in the live chat. So now I'm gonna take my player game object. I hope you are able to see there are a lot of animation in player game object. We had attack, jump, attack 3. Let's just I'm gonna take my player game object little bit further away from this chest, and let's now so if we just get closer, as we're not taking any trigger, so we have done a mistake. So what we need to do, if we select this chest game object and then go inspector, we just attach a rigid body, and that's it. Okay, so if we just move to the script, we just triggering collision computer animator. Sorry. Okay, so we have done a mistake. It's called chest. So we need to just put that. So let's select the chest game object. Let's go to animator tab. It says open. We just put chest instead. We need to change that. So let's go to script and we're gonna check instead of chest. We need to use this open. And make sure to press down Control S to set. लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग करते से यूट्यूब so now if we just click on this play button please let me know in the live chat if it's the screen is clear or not. I guess you are not able to see some tabs but you can let me know that if it's in HD quality or not. So if we now get trigger, as you can see, once we trigger with this chest, you can see the chest gets opened up, and that's it. You can let me know any question you have in the live chat. We're gonna use state machine for this create game object as well as for our enemy finite state machine. So we're gonna create that. So let's do the scripts folder. Scripts. And let's go to assets scripts folder. Let's right click create folder. We're gonna call this one enemy. That's will be empty script, and we're gonna get main state. Main state. Open that up, server. Let me know which version you using of Unity. This it's gonna take. So firstly, we're gonna create a constructor. So let's create a constructor. Public main state. Let's make it and it's gonna have a enter function public void, or we're gonna make it virtual void. Virtual void enter state. Enter state. Enter state. And we also gonna have a exit state. It's virtual void exit state. So we're gonna have physics update and the logic update. Let's create a public virtual void. This will be logic update. Logic update. And we also gonna have the physics update. So public virtual void physics update. If you know about constructor, let me know in the live chat. So this is gonna be our mains, and it's gonna take some parameter. Firstly, uh, it's gonna take the you can say animator. So we're gonna pass protected animator. Protected basically means it's private field, but if any classes inherit from this class, it can take up the properties of this animator. Can basically it can access this animator component. If any class is inherited from this class, that class can access or can access basically this animator component. That is the means of protected. And with that will be animator, we can call this one animator. And we also need to pass into this constructor the component which is animator, and we also need to name animator. So once we initialize this class, we can set the parameters, and we can say this dot animator. This dot animator basically just referencing this animator, and we can set equal to animator, and we can close that off with semicolon, and it's also gonna take a string name, so we can set protected string anim bool name, and we can pass as a second parameter string anim bool name, and we can set this dot anim bool name, sorry, anim bool name equal to anim bool name. And firstly also it's going to take which enemy it belongs to, so we can pass the enemy right over here, but we don't have it right now. We need to create that first. So we're going to press down Control S on our keyboard to save our script, and we're going to create other scripts. So let's go in Unity. Let's save our script and let's head over to Unity. It's taking a little bit longer time. Let's create other script. So it's gonna be finite state machine. So let's right click create, and it's also gonna be, we're gonna go over to scripting, and that also gonna be an empty string, sorry, empty string, and we can call this one to finite state machine. So we can call instead enemy finite state machine, and we can open that up, settle on. And this is gonna take care, basically this class right over here, it will take care which state to enter. So firstly it's going to take the state, so we can call public main state, and we can call this one to prevent state, and we're going to create the function. Firstly it's going to initialize the state we want to enter, and the second it's going to be the to change the state. We're gonna make a public void initialize state, and it's gonna take main state, and we can call this one state. And also we're gonna have a second function. Let's make that one, and we're gonna make a public void, and this will be change state, and it's also gonna take a state, so we can call it state, or we can call this one new state. Let's make that. So so firstly it's gonna set current state and set equal to this state, and then we can instruct the state. So current state dot into state, and we're gonna set, firstly we're gonna say current state dot exit the state, and then we have to enter the state. We're gonna say current state equal to our new state, and then we have to enter the state. We're gonna say current state dot enter state, that's it we have to do inside this class. Gonna save our script by hitting Control S. By the way, I am using the latest version of Unity, and we're gonna have another script to create, which will be enemy. Let's create that. Let's right click, create as scripting, and that will be a mono behavior script. Mono behavior script basically means it's gonna sit on an object. If you just want to attach any script to any game object, that means you need to create a mono behavior script. It's gonna sit on an object. So we're gonna have a mono behavior script, and we can call this one enemy. And we can just open that up set along. And we're gonna do later on some specific things in this enemy script. Let's go to our Unity. If you have any question regarding this classes that I'm just creating right over here, you can ask me in the live chat. So let's open that up, main state, and it's gonna take which enemy. Basically, we need a reference to our enemy script. So let's create a protected enemy, and we can call this one enemy. And we can pass in the constructor enemy enemy, and we will set this dot enemy equal to enemy, and then we can just put that on semicolon. Basically, I'm using finite state machine. It's pretty much a little bit difficult to understand. Yes, hello. Uh, did you get any notification of my live stream? You can let me know in the live chat if you have. If you let's do with. So now we have our main step. We have enter logic update. So what we basically want to do, it's kind of pretty much difficult. I will make a tutorial on this about constructor and all of these things. So I'm gonna drag this animation, see that right over here in the bottom. You can let me know what you think about Unity 6 in the live chat. I will get into that later, basically about we can just click on this 2D and we can rearrange that. I can see basically this virtual over here, as you can see, you can just pull down on your keyboard to move around. And previously we have a red sign on top of this virtual camera, but it's just changed to sky blue we have right now. And we can just press down alt to have a look around this. And you're gonna get this project on my Patreon page, on I guess on Melee Combat Series. And what we gonna do now? Let's select here emote. We can just move it a little bit up. So many people asking the question is that in Cinemachine, if I just docket my inspector right over here, as you can see the inspector, we have the follow script previously, basically follow slot. So now it's changed it to tracking target. So basically you have to drag the game object you want to follow in tracking target. I have a kit folder around me. So we're gonna take our player game object. Let's drag it right here. We just want to follow. Lot of settings we can see in Cinemachine. Virtual camera has changed it now. We can go to scroll down to Cinemachine position component, and we can play around with dead zone. You can see right over here. You can just click on this to get the dead zone. Basically, dead zone is basically the reason that the region, you can say, uh, if you just cross that region, you can basically the camera just gonna follow. But once you are right there, the camera will stay like that. If I just click on this play button in the top to play our game, let me know if you have any question. And as you can see, we camera is not following once we in dead zone, but we once we cross these lines, we can see our camera is following. And you can make in the y-axis as well. We can just go over to this animation position component, and we can play around with these settings. We can have target offset. If we just make this one like this, you can just, okay, that's pretty good. So we can play the game. What do you think about this game? So as you can see, we can flip so much, and we can play around with the tapping as well. And this, now we can jump. It's kind of pretty much weird. Let's click on play mode. If you do any changes while you play mode, you it's not gonna be saved at all. So make sure you just click on this play button in the top to get out of it. And then, or what else you can do in play mode, you can just right click on that component, and then you can just click on copy component. And once you are out, make sure you just right click on that component, and then click on paste component values. So it's gonna be saved. Yes, that seems good. Pretty much. Sorry, we're gonna close this tab. So let's close this tab. And we can be having live chat. Sorry, live chat. We can hold down Alt to look around. Easy. And you can find this project on my Patreon. I can leave the link right over here. This is since critical. Let me know what version you're using of Unity game engine in the live chat. And if you lost any tab, you still have to go to window in the top. Then you can just scroll down. This is general. You can find the tab you want to get. And we have package manager. So let's have a look right there in Unity 6. I'm gonna go through one by one. We have my assets, so we can just go to my assets. You can search for any assets you have downloaded in your email, basically in your you can say in your assets. You can just find that over here. We can see a lot of options right over here. So I'm gonna search for here link. I have it over here. So what we can do, we can import that. I guess we need to import. We can see a import button. So we can just right click on that to import in our project. We have Unity registry. And if you want to play around with lightings like bloom effect, all of those things, then you can go to Unity registry, and over there you can search for URP. So we can just click on this cut over here to get all of them, and we can go to URP, Universal Renderer Pipeline. We can see this over here. I guess you are able to see. So you can just select that and click on install, and it's gonna import in your project, and then you can use uh, lights like bloom effect, rain effect, all of those things. You also need to create the profile for that. Let's mess around with the engine Unity 6. I never, you can say I didn't play around with this Unity 6. I need to get, so I can make a tutorial on this, and then I can put on YouTube. We will go, we have console tab. Let's play around with this. We can go to file, build profiles. I think this basically this change it. If we go to top left file and then click on this build profile, it says build profile. Previously it was something like build settings, and you can just click on this prior settings right over here in the top. We can see, and to change anything we can, and we can remove the Unity logo by now in Unity 6. We can see that right over here. You can just click on show Unity logo if you want to have Unity logo in your game, or you can just uncheck that to remove that Unity logo, and you're gonna have the custom logo as well. If you want, you can just click on this plus icon right over here, and you can drag any icon you like right over here. You can just click on select, and let's suppose I select this one, and then if I just click on this preview right over here, we can see that logo. Now we can click on preview. Let me know if you have any question. I can see three people are watching my live stream right now. We can make sure you name your company name to your studio or with something else. Don't leave it to like a default company. It's kind of bit weird. So we can want to name it to that code, and you have to name the product what you want to name it. So name it something like system to the platform platform, and once you can just go with this project. just gonna end my live stream soon because this is my first time. I need to know how I can show my full screen. This is as if you have any question, you can let me know in the live chat. I'm just gonna end my live stream right now. Uh, you can play our game. Let's play the game. So we can jump. We can play the game. So we edit. It's kind of bit weird. So let's get over here. Uh, this tutorial will be out like the parallax effect we have done in Unity 6. The tutorial will be out by tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. probably. So I'm gonna end my live stream right now. So goodbye. I'm just ending my live stream.